Good morning, my friend. I'm taking you outside for a little walk, and then I'm heading off to Hollywood Boulevard to do our vlog today. We're going to a museum today, Jaw. Daze with Jordan the Lion, and this guy begins now.
Well, gang, you've heard the story of Madame Tussauds on my vlog. We didn't go in there yet, but there are actually 2 wax museums on Hollywood Boulevard. Now, Madame Tussauds has a name of quality that you can trust. This one I've never been in, but I've heard some kind of crazy stories about it, like that they recycle some of the old figures for new people. I don't know, we'll see. Daze with Jordan the Lion, Hollywood Wax Museum. Alright, here we go. Melissa McCarthy. Well, that actually looks like her, so we shall see. Now, like I said, I've never vlogged a wax museum before, but I've actually been inside Madame Tussauds to work a catering event. So I will go do that one at some point. Ah, yes. I recognize those guys. Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom. It's kind of odd that they would have them on the boat here in like in their street clothes, as though they're doing a script read through. I'm not much of a fun pick prop station guy, so I'm not really gonna put the clothes on and do it, but you can if you come. Now right here you can see Charlie Chaplin. And they even have the fun pick station there too. You can put your own bowler on and take a picture with Charlie. Alright. They have some warnings here if you have a weak heart. Be careful going in this one. I brought all my cameras, all my lenses, so we should be good for this. There's Chris Rock. That definitely looks like Chris Rock. Will Ferrell. Oh yeah, definitely looks like Will Ferrell. Almost the Will Ferrell Harry Carey. How you doing? I wish they would have done Will Ferrell from Semi-Pro, A Night at the Improv. And there's Eddie Murphy. Kind of surprising, the Eddie Murphy stuff, you know, like that they would not choose to do like Beverly Hills Cop, or I don't know, maybe I'm out of date, right? So it looks like almost all these stations have clothes that you can put on over here to do your own fun pick type photo op. So that's kind of cool for touristy. Okay, we have Jennifer Lawrence and then Channing Tatum and Emma Stone. I don't know if that really looks too much like Emma Stone to me. Oh, this is cool though. You walk into the Hollywood Bowl. Oh, old Hollywood. This is great. Brown Derby, Capitol Records, the Guinness Museum where we're at right now. Hollywood Wax. Or no, we're not in the Guinness Museum. We're in the Hollywood Wax, right? I think they're all owned. I think Ripley's, Guinness, and Hollywood Wax are all like in some way like either owned or operated by the same companies, because they do a lot of deals for you to be able to do tours and stuff through there. This is kind of cool because this is the old set from Intolerance, or the old remake of it, and this is over at the Dolby, behind the Dolby Theater. So they've really made basically the outside of this experience inside here. So there's Iron Man himself. You know what's funny about Robert Downey Jr.? I remember him from back to school, but they said when he did Iron Man, a lot of that stuff was improvised. That was a lot of his own jokes and stuff like that. That's Halle Berry. Jack Nicholson. Sorry, they got a lot of loud music playing in here, so I'm gonna have to talk a lot to not run into any issues, but that totally looks like Jack, doesn't it? All the way down to the crazy grin and creepy glasses. Then Meryl Streep, of course, and then that looks like, I would say, Angelina Jolie, right? Yeah. Then there's the Egyptian Theater sign. And you even have the Roosevelt up there, Musso and Frank, Montecito. I mean, there's so much of this stuff I've vlogged. The Broadway, Plaza Hotel. Oh yeah, totally. So there's Bradley Cooper. So you can get behind the bar here and take photos serving Bradley Cooper drinks if you want, and pretend you're a bartender at either Don the Beachcomber or the Brown Derby. And then they've got the Hollywood Tower over there. And there's old Bobby De Niro. Yep, that looks like him. Totally looks like Robert De Niro, right? Great job on the wax. I heard questionable things about this museum, but right now I'm not really having any issues. And then here you can grab an Oscar and you can take your own fun pics with Morgan Freeman, who will always be Joe Clark from Lean on Me and Red from Shawshank Redemption. No matter how many good things he's done, I'll kind of always think of those characters when I think of Morgan Freeman, and that looks just like him. I mean, all the way down to the liver spots and stuff, or the freckles or whatever. Then you got Sandra Bullock here. Let me get out of the shadow here. And then you've got Samuel L. Jackson. Kind of odd that they chose not to do them in character from something, and that they choose to do them in their kind of their street clothes as though they're showing up to a premiere. I guess that's what the backdrop kind of makes sense. And there's George Clooney, who I met at Dan Tana's one time when I was playing at a gig next door. And then there is Julia Roberts. I think they nailed it on Julia Roberts and the Julia Roberts smile, don't you? Pretty good job. Pretty good job. Okay, let's make our way through now. I already see, okay, now I'm seeing more like what I kind of expected, or what I would do if I owned a wax museum. Sean Connery in The Hunt for Red October. That's more what you want, isn't it? You want to see him in character. With binoculars. So they got a kind of a crazy light on him right now. Aw, they got Jeannie. You can come in here and sit down right beside Barbara Eden and take a fun pic with Jeannie herself. You can pretend to be Major Nelson. And they have a little prop hat for you to wear. Alright, now we're gonna go over here. And who do we got up here? Jason Statham. I've never seen any of his movies, but I can definitely tell that's who that's supposed to be. Let's go into the abyss here. Oh, Terminator! And they have a leather jacket you can take a picture with. Now this is a little bit of a, I don't know. It doesn't look bad, but it's a little, I don't know, it's a little bit of a questionable Schwarzenegger, isn't it? No, I guess I'm just being too picky. It's pretty good. Now the whole waxing process itself is pretty interesting. They have to spray it with numerous coats of wax to get that look, but there you can kind of see the, I wonder if I probably shouldn't make that joke because I do like Schwarzenegger, but you look at the discoloration from where the hair meets the rest of the face, and that's actually not too far off these days, honestly. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but it's not all that far off. Well, Tiffany & Company, I think we know where we're going with this one, don't we? I think we do. Breakfast at Tiffany's. There's Audrey. It's a pretty good version of her. I know there are a lot of Audrey Hepburn fans on this channel. What do you guys think? Good job? Yeah, I think they did a pretty good job of her. And this prop station could only mean that you're going to see Jack Black from Nacho Libre, which, hey, I'll be the first to admit it, didn't think I would like the movie, absolutely loved the movie. Also, if you haven't seen the biopic that he's in right now on Netflix of John Luan, the polka guy, you should check that out. I had actually seen the documentary a few years ago, so when this came out I was excited to see it, and he did a pretty good job. I'm not always the biggest Jack Black fan. Alright, here we go. Now we're moving on. Pretty cool bridge up there. I see a giant snake, and I see Conan. Conan, the adventurer. I think that's a pretty good job on the Conan. I think actually this is a better job in the face and everything than Terminator. And then as we creep around the corner, we've got King Tut Sarcophagus, and we've got, some say, one of the craziest men in Hollywood, Nicolas Cage. This looks like National Treasure, doesn't it? Actually, you know, hey, once again, pretty awesome movie. You can see there from the top of his torch. There's a different perspective for you. And then here we've got kind of an odd duo together. Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, and then Shia LaBeouf. Kind of surprising. Just kind of an odd pairing, you know, to me anyway. Very odd pairing. Am I alone in liking Temple of Doom the most? I can't explain it, but I've always liked Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom more than Raiders of the Lost Ark or Crusade or any of that. We know Indy does not like snakes. Alright, we've got Steve Carell. Awesome, this is 40-Year-Old Virgin, isn't it? Wasn't that Smart Tech? I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I believe, yeah, it has to be, because I see the selling the electronics. So there's Steve Carell from 40-Year-Old Virgin. Also a phenomenal Michael Scott, Mr. Bill Murray, and they even have the crazy, I'm kind of surprised they would have him in Doug Stanhope attire, but they do. And they even have a clown jacket slash Doug Stanhope type jacket that you can take a picture with Bill Murray. And you better do it here, because I don't know if you'll ever be able to do it in person. I've heard he's not the friendliest always to fans, but you never know. You never know. Oh, I recognize that guy. How long until they remake this movie and destroy it? I hope not. And the fun prop there is the candy, the box of candy. You get your own box of candy you can take your picture with Tom Hanks. Okay, that's cool. I'm glad. I'm glad that they didn't have street clothes Tom Hanks here instead. That's fun. And then The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Lift harder, harder! Whoa! Supposedly one of the nicest people in Hollywood. There you go, you can take the fun pic with your own weights and The Rock. Alright, Forrest, we're gonna move on. I hope the bus comes. And Sir Michael Caine. Should have done Dirty Rotten Scoundrels Michael Caine, huh? That would have been a good one. Get my shadow out of here. And then, of course, you can't have a wax museum without this guy. Fistful of dollars. Fun pick. Let's come over here and get a little closer. See how good they did. Alright, let's come over here and get a little closer. Let's see how they did. Pretty good job on the details. Also, fun little note of trivia. Remember my Billy Barty vlog when I took us over to LACC? This gentleman went to LACC as well. Oh, nice selection to do Brad Pitt. Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, I like that movie. I know not everybody liked it. Okay, one fun fact about that. Only movie I've ever had to leave the theater for a little while because, little secret about me, many people may not know, I cannot stand hearing people chew. And there's a scene, or like people eat, and there's a scene where the guy's eating strudel, and you can hear him chewing and chomping the whole time, and I had to get up and go out of the theater for a few seconds. And when I came back, Michael, I actually went to the movie with my friend Michael from Sweden, and he said, "Did you get up and go because of the eating?" And I said, "Yeah," because he knows that's one of the weird things about me. And he started laughing. He goes, "Well, in all fairness to you, they boosted the volume up on that scene tremendously, so it was really, really loud to begin with." Now that was a whole ton of information nobody cares about, but I figured I should tell you anyway. There's Daniel Craig. Okay, surprised he's not James Bond. My favorite James Bond, incidentally. I loved all those movies he did. And then Jamie Foxx. Oh, sweet, John Wayne, the Duke. That was one of my favorite running gags in Married with Children. They would always have those episodes where they would always mention how Al was always waiting that one time a year to watch Hondo, the one time Hondo was played on TV per year. Yeah, I'm a big John Wayne fan. I think everything I've read about him, he seems pretty cool. I'm definitely going to do some John Wayne vlogs in the future. Have a specific one in mind I think I'm going to do, hopefully in May. Okay, this is Johnny Cash, but he kind of looks more like Joe Pesci to me in the face. I don't know. Am I alone in that? I guess from some angles he's got the Johnny Cash, but I don't know. Kind of looked like Joe Pesci when I first looked over here.